What is going on, guys? So I've had some requests to do some more games. Um, you guys like my videos, I guess. So here I'm starting off with a Discord Premier League semifinals game versus Rachi here. And so let me turn this fucking music off. So we start out, and so I go to Fortress because I don't want to just get boomed on right away. So Fortress enables me to spin right away if he rocks up, as well as tank a boom. So, and I can also spin or spike up myself here. So I think I end up spiking. Yeah. So just in case he has a spin blocker, or also, I mean, I'm full health, so I can just go right back to this. And it looks like he's just opting to Focus Blast, so I think he might have like Wisp once he reveals the black sludge, but he actually tricks me here, so that's actually going to enable me to tank this here and 2KO it with Payback, so that's a good start. So this was actually a really good game. Like, I thought I was doing really well at first, and then he brings it right back, so it's a pretty good game. So he's going to go to his heat ring here, get some stuff going, and I feel like he might be, I think I'm just sacking this or just spinning in case he is sub, because my big thing, the best thing against heat ring on my team is Gyarados, because even if I get burned, I have a rest talk on it. So I mean, I think Clefable works too, but it's also it's Calm Mind, and I think he ends up revealing Roar on this. So it's not like I can do much with Thunderbolt, just getting roared out. Yeah. So if I didn't get the rocks off, then that early, then this thing might have been much more of a nuisance early. But I actually am able to go to my Hippo here, and I think I eventually get burned, but I'm gonna go ahead and get up my rocks because I think I might have Roar on this. I'm pretty sure I'm Roar on this, so I can just slack off here. Even if I do get burned, I probably should have just went to Gyarados here. Yeah. I think that, I just go to Gyarados here. So this can Roar, and I actually should have just waterfalled because he's actually faster, so he's just gonna roar out my roar attempt. But him roaring around right now isn't doing much, but it's when he's able to get rocks back up later that it does a lot more. So here he's just gonna keep roaring. Lava Plume, I waterfall, break the sub. He goes to Laddie, and his Laddie is what is it? It's like freaking, yeah, it's Trick. Okay, so that's fine. I trick him the black sludge, and so he's just gonna Thunderbolt. Jabba's like, I thought you were a high octane gamer. Yeah. I am liking offense a lot more lately. And as you'll see in my other games here, I don't bring stall at all. So I get the Hippo on the heat ring, which is good. And I think I roared out, so that's good. Roserade is going to get up T-Spikes, I believe, and that's going to be a pain versus my Hippo and Celebi to an extent. Because Hippo poisoned means it can't check heat rain as reliably. And I really should have body slammed there. But I think I roar, Latias comes out, Latias dies, he sends out Roserade. And now that he's getting up layers, this and the rocks now. This heat rain's gonna be super annoying, and he actually reveals to be Trick Iron Ball. So that means it's going to be super annoying for Gyarados to deal with this and Hippo. to, he ends up earthquaking a couple times, and that means I'm just gonna die here. So I go to Hippo to I think he's just gonna mash, and I'm just gonna EQ to do as much damage on this as possible, because if it I like cannot let this thing get carried away at all. Alright, I think I have to I click Fire Punch here, but that's a bad idea, because now Clefable is gonna start taking like 50 from Plume, which is really bad. He probably just should have clicked it there instead of subbing. I fucked up actually. So he roars me out. And so eventually I Iron Head as he roars, and then he goes to Suicune hard on my CM, and this is like an offensive one, I think. So he has to actually like get lucky himself. But we end up critting as he Calm Minds. And then I do a nice 33 with you know, Thunderbolt. I'm just gonna Iron Head a few times, see if I can't take out this Heat Rain. But I actually Thunderbolt and paralyze him as he comes in. Meteor Mash is not 2 KOing. However, he can still get lucky with, like, you know, attack raises and stuff. So it was a really close game. It was a really good game. He really brought it back with this Heat Rain, and yeah, it honestly almost won. So it was a good game. Alright, so here we're gonna go to this was my first set versus Jonks. I ended up playing him for a Pokemon Perfect best of 3 for the PP Open, and then right after that we play for Retro Cup of Pokemon. So let's see what happens. So I'm gonna start off with a team I like to use that has Tar Lead. It's like Stealth Rock, Crunch, Protect. So I actually end up getting a pretty good matchup right off the bat. And I'm going to Crunch here. I figure he just wants to, you know, stay in and Hydro to try to whittle me down. However, I didn't want him to trick on like my rocks. So I'm gonna get up Stealth Rock here as he Hydro Pumps and is able to take a Crunch because of his Colbur. So that's gonna enable me to protect and start to whittle this down to where he cannot keep rocks off. So here I'm just gonna Stealth Rock as he spins, and then that's just gonna enable me to protect as he you know, does whatever and dies. So very good start for my Tar here, keeping up rocks for the game. And he's gonna get a Metagross here. So I Earthquake because Metagross is a big ass threat, and that's actually gonna reveal it to be Iron Ball because he's slower. So that was a good play there. And then I absolutely needed Earthquake. Like, I looked up what team he was using, and I knew he had a Gengar and like Dragonite. However, I knew I could still go to Clefable here and Encore his like assumed like substitute into Focus Blast or whatever to just like, you know, keep him. If he Shadow Balls here into Clef and then Focus Blast or subs, I Encore him. If he subs here, I still Encore his Blast. So I'm gonna Encore his Focus Blast here, and then go hard my Gengar. And because he's Encored for like 8 turns, like Encore is so good. So he's basically forced to switch here, because if I just Shadow Ball here and he Focus Blast, like he just loses 6% for nothing. So it's on him to try to go like hard, you know, Tyranitar or something here. So I'm just gonna straight up Focus Blast, knowing he's not gonna stay in and just take more chip for no reason. So Tyranitar dies. I mean, he says the crit mattered, but I mean, it's like I had to hit. I would have had to hit 2, so I mean, whatever. So he ends up outraging early versus my Gengar on the Clef Sack, and that's just going to enable me to body slam it. It's paralyzed, Iron Head, kills itself. So I'm just going to click Iron Head here because it's just going to wear it down enough to where my other members can just like kill it off, and I still have Flygon for Gengar, so I'm really not worried about it. I think he's going to, what's he do here? Fire punches, I die. I get a Razorade, sack it, Gengar, or Flygon cleans it up. So that was game 1. Here's game 2 for this tour. So I don't like Dragonite lead there. Like, I'm running HO this game, and Dragonite like could potentially set up, and if I try to taunt it, I could just like get Draco'd and die. So like, I felt like my best course was just to boom on it right away. So that means I don't get rocks up, but that's okay. I do end up earthquaking and not into Flygon. I thought he might go Flygon or something, but like I didn't want him to just like Stone Edge me or something, so it's still fine. Like, I can still tank whatever Flygon throws at me and kill it off with my walk-in. So that's gonna let him revenge it with E-Speed, and that's gonna reveal it to be Life Orb. So I'm gonna go to my own Dragonite and just outrage, because he's some type of mix set, I guess, so it's probably like kind of slow. So that's gonna enable him to revenge it with Infernape. And here I actually really don't even have a good Infernape answer. Like, I was thinking my best course of action is just to sack Metagross, and that's just going to enable me to kind of wear it down into Lucario extreme speed range. I was kind of getting desperate at that point, but he's actually going to switch out, thinking I might be Scarf or something, and I just agility. So that's going to let me get the kill on that. And here I'm going to Earthquake, he's going to Earthquake, and then I'm going to kill it. Earthquake versus Jirachi's not going to kill. But see, I thought I just won here. See, Lucario should live this and just SD up and click Extreme Speed twice, but I actually get crit, so it's unfortunate. I would have won this game too. Tyranitar has to not get flinched to win here. He gets flinched, so we end up losing game 2. That's okay. Here's game 3. So I'm bringing like a weird Paraspam team with like 3 electrics and 2 fighters that I saw Soul Wind use, and it doesn't seem bad. I mean, there's definitely a couple things that it has troubles with, like Rain just like absolutely shreds this team like so hard. But the point of this team is to kind of combat what the regular Paraspam's weak to. Like, the regular Paraspam you see is kind of like Lucario weak, or like stuff like that, Metagross to an extent, stuff like that. So this does really well versus Lucario and Crocoon actually, because it barely gets a chance to set up versus like 3 electrics. So here we're just going to go hard Rotom in case he wants to boom right away, but that's just going to show him to be screens, and that's going to give me a free sub. He's likely Stealth Rock, Explosion as his last 2 moves. So I'm just going to Wisp the Laddie. I think he's going to double out here. Yeah, he goes back to his Elf, and I probably should have called that, but it's okay. It's just going to enable me to get my rocks, and now he taunts for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. I don't know why he didn't taunt. I guess he might have thought the Rotom was Scarf and not Wisp. But that's okay. I kill it off with Thunderbolt as he taunts. Here I'm going to go to Jirachi because It's basically my main paralysis taker, and it's just gonna give me a slow U-turn out to Rotom, which gives me a free sub again. So overall, this is a really good matchup for me, and he's just gonna keep getting worn down with his Latias, which is seemingly his best option to this right now, which is kind of understandable given it's like a screens team. I'm guessing he has like a Suicune in the back, stuff like that doesn't really set up too well versus my electrics right now. Jirachi's gonna just come in and get another free U-turn. He goes to Suicune here, which is not great for him, because I'm just gonna get a Scarf Magnezone. Even if he starts Calm-Minding up or whatever, like, I still have Rotom to deal with it, and so here he misses his Hydra actually, so I mean I still would have cleaned it up with Rotom, so it's not the worst thing. I think I'm just gonna go to Rotom here. Yeah, because I figured he might Lunar Dance or something, so I don't want to just go to Jirachi on that and give him a free setup with Suicune. So that's going to enable me to 2KO this with Thunderbolt. I'm pretty invested on my special attack. I have a lot of special attack on this. So here we're going to go to Jirachi on the trick, which is okay. I mean, it's already crippled anyway. It's just going to give me a free U-turn here, which is great. So I think I'm going to go to Magnezone and just boom right away, because you know, I really can't let that thing set up at all. Okay, so his last is Scizor, so I basically just D-punch and then go to Zapdos or whatever. I think he's Life Orb anyway, so he just kills himself after 2 attacks. We just go to Zapdos here and finish the job. So those were all the games here for that tour, and then immediately after we play for Retro Cup of Pokemon. So here he decides to go with screens again. He actually passed me this team, so I knew what it was like from the start, and I knew like I had counters to every single one of his Mons, so we're just gonna click through this one pretty fast. It's pretty straightforward. I basically just body slam here, paralyze it. He doesn't have T-Wave, I don't think, so it's okay. We're just going to Iron Head. We go to Zapdos just to bait the boom, and then we go to Clef here on the boom. So Clef dies. We go hard Machamp on Tyranitar because I know it's DD, so he's basically forced to just like try to attack. I mean, he doesn't really have any better options at this point. He's gonna go Zapdos here, and I have a wall all day for Zapdos and his Suicune in the back. So basically I just have to not let Blissey get worn down. I'm just gonna keep going to Starmie, spin, 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 go to Blissey. If he froze me there, that could have been, I guess, a little annoying. I don't know. Okay, so we just Ice Beam here because he's not gonna Outrage right away into Jirachi or whatever. So I mean, even though if I lose that, Zapdos might actually be annoying. Well, I don't even know, because I basically just get a special defensive Jirachi and paralyze its ass. I mean, it still has agility though. But either way, my own Zapdos should be able to take care of it. So yeah, I basically just had to switch into the appropriate counter and click moves this game, so that one was nice. Here we have a what was this? Yeah, this was for, what is it? The Brazilian Premier League, FPL or whatever. This was after our team already won for the week, so this game doesn't really matter. But it's always fun to play someone good like Eden. So I saw him bring heavy offense like the game before this one that he played in some other tour. So I figured I might as well run max speed as Elf to deal with his own Azelf, and he's actually only running like 330 after I later found out. See, I said thank God I teched the fuck out of this for HO. So we get up the rocks, and we're just going to taunt the Tyranitar, because if I boom on Dragon Dance, then it's kind of scary. So he ends up Stone Edging, which only does like 70, so that's just going to give me a boom that he cannot set up on. So I end up going to Metagross here, as he goes to Uxie, and I was kind of surprised to see an Uxie, so I'm like, oh shit, another Screens team. So this is like the third Screens team we've played in like 4 games of tour action, so it's kind of funny. Actually, wait, no. Literally the last 3 tour games in a row, people brought Screens versus me. I don't know why. Maybe they think I might just be straight up offensing, but like, even if I am using offense, I mean, stuff like Metagross doesn't care about Memento from Screens Uxie, so that's one good thing about going to Metagross on the double down here. I figured he might go to Tyranitar again, but I mean, that's like too predictable just to go to your revealed Mon. So we end up Meteor Mashing and missing as he DDs, so that's kind of going to force me to boom a little bit, which is okay. I mean, we get rid of a big DD threat. He's going to go back to Uxie, because I feel like he wants to Memento to try to set up with something else. But I'm going to go to Lucario here, just so he can't set up with Tyranitar. And I end up Swords Dancing on the Memento, because I know he doesn't have Thunder Wave on a screen set. So we end up going Gyarados here. I end up just waterfalling for a little bit of damage. This is actually Life Orb Stone Edge, just in case he brought a Gyarados himself, in case he used that HO again. So I definitely teched this for HO. So here we're going to go to Dragonite, and this is actually, once I see Empoleon here, I'm kind of nervous, because I was thinking it might be Agility or something. But then he shows Leftovers, and I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. So he ends up just being Swords Dance, so that's going to enable me to Outrage a couple times and do massive damage. Like, a resisted Outrage does 83 with Life Orb, which is ridiculous at +1. So here we're just going to Outrage again, finish each other off. Here I go to Tar on the double down, because it kills Breloom, and I tank a Mach Punch if he is Mach, and I also hit Tyranitar to clean it up with Bullet Punch. So I didn't want to go to Lucario, and like, I don't know why actually. I think Lucario is fine, because I'm pretty sure I tank Mach Punch too. So I think it's safer though, in case he puts me out of in case he does crit my Tar, I still have Lucario in the back. So we end up winning that, and then this dude hits me up to play week 2 right after. So this is actually like the first game of the week 2 for anybody. So he's gonna end up sending out an Uxie, and which I thought was so funny. I keep seeing like Uxies and Azelfs. Like, how many is that? Azelf, Cresselia, Uxie, Azelf, Uxie, Uxie. Like, what is up with all these fucking Uxies, man? But yeah. So we're gonna get the play right. So last game I ended up getting the taunt right versus the Stealth Rock, and this game we end up getting the Stealth Rock right and not taunting. So if I taunt here, he has to U-turn, but he still has the switch advantage. And if I Stealth Rock here, then I mean I get my rocks up, and then I get to switch into this. So He can still paralyze this though, so I'm just gonna straight up outrage because I want to get chip on this. I don't want this thing to stay around and keep paralyzing everything. So he ends up going to Jirachi here, and this thing is still gonna do a nice little chunk. It still does 41 to Jirachi, which is like crazy. So he's gonna Iron Head me here. Inner Focus though, he can't flinch. I get more chip on this. I'm gonna end up, oh fuck, okay, so yeah, I go to my Zelf there just to finish it off because Jirachi's actually still kind of annoying, so I just wanted to get rid of it. I go to Metagross here on the Uxie because I have Lum, and I'm going to Agility up and Meteor Mash, and I'm actually going to switch out of Metagross because, or of Rhyperior with Meta, because like I know he's gonna Earthquake and my Meteor's probably not gonna kill, so I'm just gonna go to the thing that threatens it more and switches in on Earthquake. So this is fine. I'm going to Waterfall here, and I think I'm gonna go to Tar here. Yeah. So this is actually annoying because Rhyperior is gonna get to come back in, but I end up crunching here. And taking out the Latias, so that's pretty good. We actually miss Aqua Tail on his substitute here, and I'm actually gonna go hard Gyarados because I know he's gonna Earthquake. Like he can't just like stay in and Ice Punch or whatever, and let his sub break. Like he's kind of obligated to EQ there, I feel like. So, and Gyarados actually goes Brazy, tanks the Ice Punch, kills the Rhyperior, and then we both die. So here we're going to go to Metagross on the double down because I don't want to go to Tar, who's paralyzed. So we end up actually being faster than Magnezone. I'm not even 230 speed, so he's modest or something, or invested defensively. So we end up just killing that, and then I'm just going to Earthquake this a couple times. Because even if he kills this, I still have Lucario in the bag. So, alright. Sorry if I sound like awful right now. I'm just so freaking lit, and just wow, I'm tired. But yeah, I just thought I'd go over these games real quick. Shout out you guys. I picked your guys' games because I respect your guys' battling, and I thought they were fun games. So, yep. Alright. Catch y'all later.